Hey, what if it was possible to not just survive divorce, get through divorce, come out the other side, but actually reinvent yourself after divorce to be even more the person you want to be than ever before? I'm Dr. Don Russell, and in this video, I want to walk you through 5 steps to reinvent yourself and come out better the other side of the admittedly very painful and very difficult divorce experience. Hey, stay tuned. Hey, I'm a therapist and a coach with my partner DAMARIS. We help women come out of very difficult relationships. We help women find and attract an amazing partner for them when they're ready. And in this short video, I want to walk you through 5 steps that are, I believe, absolutely necessary and absolutely possible to reinvent yourself after divorce. For most of the women that we work with, what we hear again and again is they find themselves haunted by the inner critic, by fear, by basically wounds and damage that have come out of the relationship. In some cases much earlier, but definitely they've been reinforced in the relationship, and particularly the ending of the relationship. So what we do is we help women with this reinvention process, a reset, if you will. Here's the first step. The first step is to relabel the inner experience. So I'm going to give you a trivial example just to illustrate. Suppose I am looking for a parking spot at the mall, okay? Very, very simple, very, very easy. And I park my car at the mall and I want to go in, and then I get out of the car and I realize, wow, I've parked on the line between the 2 parking spots. If you're like most people, what happens next, right? What happens next is a barrage of accusation, of self-criticism, self-contempt even, self-condemnation. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid, I parked wrong again. Stuff like that. Trash talk. We would never say that to a friend, but we say that to ourselves automatically. Step 1, relabel. To take those thoughts and recognize that it's not me talking to me, it's a part of myself that's talking to me. So I'm externalizing the negative thoughts. I'm saying to myself, what I find myself saying right now, what I find myself thinking right now, what I find myself hearing right now is a lot of inner criticism. So relabeling those thoughts as something that's happening to me, not me talking to me. Step 2 is to change the attribution, to reattribute those thoughts and that inner experience. Because, okay, it's a part of me that's saying those nasty things to me. I'm not worthy of love. I'll never find a great guy. Those kinds of things. All men are after one thing, and they dump me after I let them have sex with me. All of those kinds of negativity. What we want to do is we want to take the part that is doing that inner criticism, and we want to attribute it to a particular neural network that has likely a long history of activity in our brain. And we want to say, okay, the part of me that's saying that is a part of my brain that's learned a script a long time ago, and it's just repeating the script. Just like, when I go golfing once a year, and I take a swing at the golf ball, and the golf ball goes off into the woods to the left of the fairway. That's just an old script memorized in my body, in that case, that is doing the same thing again and again and again. Automatically, it's entrenched learning. So just like my golf swing, the negative self-talk is just an old, wired neural network in my brain that's doing what it has learned to do post-marriage, maybe in the marriage, quite possibly even before the marriage. So we want to make a change in attribution to that's just old learning going off again. Next thing what we want to do after we've identified that, okay, there goes my neural network again, rascal, is we want to change attention, we want to change focus. Just for a short period of time, we want to distract ourselves by intentionally changing attention. Here's why. Because when that neural network goes off with the nasty self-talk, it's going to create a cascade of changed physiology, bad physiology, like harmful, depressive, defeatist reactions in the body. My body is going to feel heavy, and it's going to create emotions that are aligned with the negative neural network. So I'm going to feel emotions of defeat, discouragement, low self-worth, low self-esteem, depressiveness. So what I want to do is I want to shift my attention to something else. Anything else. I'm buying myself time, and I'm kind of arresting a process before it gets out of control. So I'm going to shift my attention. I'm going to pick up my dog and pat my dog or my cat, or I'm going to take a 5 or 10 minute walk outside in the sunshine to change my attention, or I'm going to pull out a photo album of my child when she was a baby, and I'm going to look at baby pictures, right? I'm going to change my focus. I want to buy time. I want to arrest this thought process, and I want to put my attention on a new track. Refocus. Okay, then that's going to put my feet under me again, and that moves us from refocus to revalue. Okay, this is where some hard work comes in. Refocus is looking that negative self-talk, the inner critic, if you will. I'm going to look it square in the eye, and I'm going to evaluate how it has served me or not. Spoiler alert, or not. I'm going to pay close attention to today, this past week, this past month, this past 5 years, and I'm going to reflect on what has come out of that negative internal self-talk, that negative inner critic. What has it caused me to do today, this week, this year, the past 5 years? What does it cost me? This is hard work, but this is really, really valuable work, because what we want to do is we want to create a gap. The self-talk isn't me, it's something happening to me. But even deeper, we want to realize really, really clearly how harmful and damaging and negatively impactful this inner critic is, how much it has cost you, not just in distressing thoughts, but choices that have been made today, yesterday, this week, and in the last 5 years. The choices that I've made because I've listened to the inner critic and obeyed and followed what the inner critic said is true about me, which is not true about you. That's revalue. The fifth step is recreate. I'm going to, after I've done the hard work in revaluing, assessing the cost that I have paid listening to the inner critic, etc., I'm going to recreate. That means I'm going to take some time, I'm going to reflect, I'm going to probably journal. All of these steps are journaling steps. I'm going to journal on, so at this point in my life, in this watershed period in my life, post-divorce, where I'm gathering myself together again, this is the time where I can freely ask myself the question, who do I want to be in the next season of life? If I get to write my own story, if I get to write my own script, if I get to write my own character, who am I going to be? Who do I want to be? What what identity would serve me best in the next season of my life. Quick story. I often hear from younger clients that I work with in my therapy practice that going away to university or college was the best experience it's the best choice they ever did and the best experience they ever had, because leaving home and going away to college when they're, 17, 18, 19, when they go to college, nobody knows who they are. Nobody has any expectation about what they're like. And so they can be anything they want to be. They can be anybody they want to be. And it is an incredible, exciting reset for themselves, because they're not compelled to live according to the script that they have been living according to, set by themselves and set by their family and by their home environment. So in the same way, step 5 is recreate. Who do I want to be? I can be anybody I want to be. Who do I want to be? That is step 5 in the reinvent process. Hey friends, I want you to know that this is a difficult process. This is a process that really requires a guide. And DAMARIS and myself do this work. We're just between you and me, we are excellent at this work. We bring a skill set that is amazing and varied between the two of us. And I would love for you to listen and watch our free, no cost, no strings attached online class on this topic. And if you feel inclined, reach out and consider working with us in this reinvention process. In the meantime, while you're doing that, I would leave a comment, because I want to know what's going on for you. Click subscribe and quick like, because that gives the crazy YouTube algorithm an opportunity to find people that are like you that would benefit from watching this video. So it's not about me. It's about, why don't we work together to help somebody else that could benefit from this content? I would love it if you did that. Love it if you left a comment. And most importantly, I would love it if you set your intention today on having a beautiful, beautiful day. See you next time. Watch out for the next video. Click subscribe and you'll be notified about the next video.